Welcome back to the Nourishment Co. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. I'm so glad you're here. My name is Mark, and coming at you from the bottom of my garden, I live in this incredibly beautiful place. I'm so blessed, and I'm so glad I get to share it with you. This beautiful morning sun is here with us as well. Lola might make a little appearance. She's just off camera at the moment. She's a bit camera shy this morning. So she might make an appearance sometimes. And of course, hearing these beautiful birds, what a blessing. Grounded Pilates today. We're going to go from standing to the ground, back up to standing. Let's create a sense of flow together. I think when things are moving in flow, there's a sense of ease and grace. Maybe let's embody that as we move through this class together today. Remember, anything you don't want to do, anything you need to change, modify, reset, just rest and watch. Totally cool. No one's watching. You're in the privacy of your own space. Let's get into it. It doesn't actually matter where you are. Let's start. I'm going to start sideways so you can see what's going on. We are going to take a roll down. We'll do some arm movements. We'll roll down again, and you'll get that sense of flow. So set the feet hip distance, soften the knees. Take a big deep breath in, long, strong arms. Then as you exhale, chin to chest, and you're going to roll down vertebra by vertebra. And as I take these rolling shapes, you might notice that my voice gets a little louder because obviously the microphone gets a little bit closer to my mouth. So just be mindful of that. Take a big breath in at the bottom. As you exhale, rolling straight back up to standing, pressing into the four corners of the feet. Once you're at the top, let's take some big shoulder rolls backwards to start. So for me, especially this time of the morning, this feels really good, and I would allow you, or ask you even, to make it a little bit exaggerated. Make it a little bit bigger. You'll notice even my knees are bending a little bit. Take a big deep breath in, stand tall. Chin to chest, we roll down a second time. So hugging through the front of the body, noticing some warmth coming through to the front as you lengthen through the back of the body. It doesn't matter how far you roll. Allow the head to drop. Take a big deep breath in. And then as you exhale, let's roll back up to standing. Unraveling the spine, standing tall. Let's take shoulder circles in the opposite direction. So up and back, opening up through the front of the body. Maybe a gentle hug of the back of the body as you pull the shoulder blades back. Let's do two more here. Again, exaggerating the movement. It's becoming a little bit bigger. Take a big breath in. Stand tall, exhale, chin to chest, and we roll down again. So balancing out the body weight through the four corners of the feet. Allow the arms and the head to dangle. Take a big deep breath in, exhale, roll straight back up to standing. Maybe feeling a little more warmth now, especially through the front of the body, reaching both arms up. Now, as best you can, opposite circles. So right arm forward, left arm back. And noticing maybe the challenge in the brain as we do that, and that is most welcome. Neurological system lighting up as we aim to coordinate the arms in opposite directions. Take the arms back to the top. This time, left arm forward, right arm back. Big opposite circles. And you know what? I'm going to allow my body to move the way that it wants to. A little bend in the knees and a little bit of rotation through the hips. That feels super nice. Again, especially this time of the morning. Take both arms to the top, reach on up, full stretch. You might even choose to look up, open up through the belly and the heart. Drop the arms, drop the chin. We roll down again. That's a big breath out. Inhale here. Exhale, roll back up to standing. This time, let's practice open a window. So bringing the arms out in front of you, you can take prayer hands. The arms might touch, pressing the forearms together, elbows together. Notice my knees are still bent, length through my spine. Inhale as I open the heart, hugging the shoulder blades through the back of the body. And then as I exhale, I'm going to curl through the spine. Think cat-cow stretch. And squeeze the arms together, maybe even bringing elbows towards belly. Inhale to open up. Big breath in, and then exhale, close. Now I'll leave this with you. If you want to make it a little quicker, go for it. If it needs to be a little smaller, that's okay. But maybe a little bigger. Big breath in, and then exhale. Hug elbows all the way into belly. Bend in the knees. Inhale as you open up, and then exhale to close. We'll do 2 more. Big breath. Breathe out. Big breath. And breath out. Good. Unravel the spine. Take a big, deep breath in. Stand. Exhale, chin to chest. Let's roll down. Good. This time, bend the knees as much as you need to. Bring the hands down onto your mat. Put the knees down. Come up to a kneeling position. Now your toes here could be tucked or untucked, whatever gives you more grounding and steadiness into the earth. Knees, hip distance. That will mean feet, hip distance. We're going to take a spine twist first. So reaching arms out, palms up. Take an inhale through center, and then exhale, rotate. Doesn't matter which side you're going to. Inhale through center, exhale to the other side. Good. So continue here. Inhale, center, exhale to rotate. Inhale, center, and then exhale. Good. You keep going. I'm just going to turn to face towards you so you can get a different angle of this spine twist. Good. Ground down through the knees, the shins. If the toes are untucked, press down in the tops of the feet. And of course, if they are tucked, then press down into the balls of your feet. Let's do 1 more each side. I don't know if you can hear my chickens now. Good. Next, hinge. Same options with the feet. You find what works best for you. Arms reaching out in front of you, counterbalancing the weight. We bend from the knee in hinge, right? So hips are going to stay forward and open. Bend from the knee as we lean back into hinge. And then exhale, draw yourself up as you come back to kneeling. So inhale as we lean into it. Use the front of the body. Exhale, draw yourself back up to kneeling. Now this could be really small, right? If the arms are feeling a little heavy, maybe the hands need to come to shoulders. That might give you a little bit of respite through the shoulders. Or of course, hands at hips could be an option as well. We're going to do 4 more, creating or taking your hinge to your edge. Let's do 3 more. Notice again where the feet are at. Sometimes with toes untucked, it can feel a little crampy, so it might be better to have the toes tucked. Let's do 1 more hinge. Breathe out, come back to kneeling, and then we bring the hands down onto the mat for all 4s. Cat, cow. So exhale through to angry cat. You can drop the chin towards the chest. I'm not doing that so much so I don't scream into the microphone, but imagine my head was further down. Inhale as I come through to cow. So that's the opposite shape. Extension through the spine. Lift the chin, the eyes, and the sit bones. As you exhale, come through to that angry cat shape. And then inhale through to cow. We're going to do a couple more of these. Right, we're opening in both directions. So right now, cat, we're opening up through the back of the body. And then as we come through to cow, we open up through the front of the body. Now, for both cat and cow, grip down into knuckles and fingertips. Strong foundation, and even pressing into the tops of the feet here as well. We'll do 1 more of each. Cow pose, breathe in. Good, and then bring yourself back to neutral. We're going to thread the needle next. I'm going to do my left arm first so you can see here. Left arm goes up, take a big breath in, reaching up, pressing into the 3 points of contact we have here. And then exhale, sweep arm underneath the other arm, bringing the ear and the shoulder close to the mat or the earth, but then pressing straight back up again. We'll keep it dynamic, breath in. Exhale, sweep and reach. Inhale, come straight back up. Let's do 2 more. Exhale, sweep and reach. Inhale. Exhale, sweep. This is our last one. Inhale, reach on up, and then back to all fours for the exhale breath. Let's do the same on the other side. Big breath in. Exhale, sweep. Now, if you need this to be a little quicker for you, go for it. We are doing 4 rounds, but if you want 3 rounds, do 3. If you want 5 rounds, do 5. Good. I've already lost count. I'm sure you recognize that as Pilates teachers, we tend to be pretty poor counters. Reach on up, big breath in. I think that was 4. Back to all fours. Let's take a cat-cow. To get back into spine, rebalance the spine. And then let's press back up to kneeling and take a reverse prayer. Just to get out of the wrists, option here, reverse prayer. Or you might choose to interlace and then just rotate the wrists. Just a little break for the wrists there. All right, let's come back into all fours. Opposite arm and leg. So I'm going to take right arm and left leg away. I'm going to inhale as I do that and reach. Exhale as I come back to all fours. Now I'm going to alternate between sides. So now my left arm and right leg goes away, but notice there's not a lot of movement happening during that transition. So let's watch that again. Come back to all fours, swapping now to right hand, left leg. Notice the spine and the hips. We don't want a whole lot of rocking movement as we transition. So I want you to really focus now on the transition between left and right. And again, bringing that sense of flow, ease, and grace as we alternate between left and right. So it's not how fast we can do it. It's not even about how high we can lift that arm and leg, but more about that sense of smoothness, transition, and flow. We'll do a couple more here. Good. All right. Now, if that's enough, you can either have a rest, stay with that movement, or come with me for a little bit of a challenge. Let's take right arm and left leg, reach away. Good. Now, right thumb is in the sky, palm facing towards the midline. My left leg is reaching back and my toes are pointed. Now, already holding this shape, challenge. Add more challenge. Give me a little pulse of the thumb and the heel towards the sky. Lift, lift, lift. Now we're pressing strongly down into left hand, right top of foot, belly, front of body, strong. Front of body, strong and steady. Completely lost count. Do 2 more. Good work. Bring it back down to all fours. Again, notice that transition here. Try not to rock too much left and right, opposite side. Now at first we held it. So find it. Find your balance. Find your steadiness. Even if it doesn't look like balance and steadiness, just imagine that in your mind. You are strong, steady, and balanced. Add the pulse. Good. Remember the gripping into the earth. Find your steadiness and foundation there. And then we're adding the pulse as an option. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good work. Bring it back to all fours. Set the knee down, the hand down. Take a seat back on the heels, and again, you've got that option for reverse prayer. Take a couple of big deep breaths. My breath has definitely lifted. There is a whole lot more warmth in my body now. Option, interlace, rotate wrists. Big breath. Good work. Staying in this position, we're going to come down towards a forearm plank or front control. Let's bring the forearms out in front, having elbows underneath shoulders. And you'll notice now the position of my knees has moved back away from the hips. All right. Now, what we don't want, take a quick look here. I don't want you to lose it through the front of your belly and lifting sit bones. So I want you to think about lengthening the tailbone down and away from you. Feel that warmth and lift come to the front of the body. And at the same time, press into your forearms, press into your hands, your knuckles and fingertips to lift the heart up through the shoulder blades. Right? So this front control or forearm plank, we're working so much through the front of the body. From the tips of the fingers, through the forearms, through your biceps, chest, belly, even your thighs here are working. Take a big deep breath in. Stay there. Breathe out fully. Take a moment. Drop the hips down. Relax the legs. Pull the heart through the biceps for Sphinx. Take a breath here. We are going to do a second forearm plank, front control. Breathe in. Breathe out. All right, lengthening tailbone. Picking up hips for our second and final option here. Tucking toes, lifting kneecaps, but notice the hips did not go up into the sky. Right, so the hips stayed with shoulders. I'm still lengthening my tailbone here. There is definitely more of a shake and a shudder in my body, but I know that means my body is working. It's speaking to me. It's saying, hey, I love this on this cool, fresh Wednesday morning. If you've had enough, bring it down. If you're still with me, let's take 2 more breaths. Inhale. Breathe out. 1 more breath in. Breathe out. And then everybody hips down. Untuck toes if they were there. And take Sphinx pose again. More of a relaxed Sphinx. Legs relaxed. Belly relaxed. Heart, eyes, mind relaxed. All right. We're going to move into side plank. So I know I said that was the final plank, but that was the final front. Now we're going to move into side. I'm going to turn and face you. So you just turn and face whatever way is convenient to see your screen. We're starting with knees bent. Actually, we'll probably stay with knees bent today. Forearm grounded. Elbow still underneath shoulder. Notice this long side of my body lengthening down towards my hip. Hips, knees bent. Ankles press down into the feet. Strong. Right? Think about rolling the rib cage up towards the sky. Press down against the mat. Reach top arm towards the sky. And if that's enough, you can stay right here. That's your side plank today. Option, lift hips. All right, that's as far as we're going today. If you know other options and you want to go there, you take it. Otherwise, we are here, either hips down or hips up. My legs are squeezing together. I'm pressing, even my ankles and big toes, I'm pressing them together. I'm strong through the lower part of my body. I can definitely feel my forearm. And you'll notice I even have a fist in my bottom forearm as well. Strong, pressing, pressing, pressing. Big breath. Breathe out. Good work. We're moving into clam. So body position changes just slightly, mostly here in the upper body. So option 1, you can lie down, head on bicep, right? Knees stay bent, feet stay, hips still stacked. All of that stays the same, just like our side plank. Option 1 for head, right? Here. Notice the nice length in the neck. Option 2, you can be here if that feels better for you, if it enables you to stay a little more balanced, and maybe watching your screen, it might help. But it just makes sure the neck feels free and comfy here. Top hand, supporting. Now have a look down at your body and make sure the hips are stacked. So we don't want the hips back forward, and we try not to have the knees shearing as well, right? So everything is nicely stacked. Again, think about that little side plank lift through the side of the body so we're not too collapsed, right? Especially around the neck and the shoulder. Now, attention, heels squeeze together. I like flexing my toes towards shin, and then I'm going to open up my knees for clam. Now, can you see how my heel pressing, right? And now there's not a lot of movement. Pretty quickly we get a lot of sensation, but there's not a lot of movement, right? Notice hips not rolling backwards and forwards. Really, the only part of my body moving is top leg thigh bone, top leg shin bones. That's it. Heel pressing, and I'm doing my best to lift that knee as high as it will go. Now that's going to challenge the range of movement in my hip, right? But it's also going to get these muscles working, and they're working already. Option 2. So if this is enough, guys, you stay here, right? And you rest when you need to. Option 2, if you want to go a little further, bring the knees back together, rotate, or pick up the heels, not rotate the heels, pick up the heels. Notice the hips are still stacked. The knees have slightly pointed down towards the mat, and now I open up into clam. Right? Whoo, that just adds a whole other level, right? And I'm going to give you straight into level 3 because I know some of you at the Nourishment Co are already going straight into option 3. So you're going to lift knee, squeeze heel, extend top leg, point through heel, bring the heel back together, and then close the clam. All right? Clam, open, extend top leg. Heel squeezes, clam closes. Good. So we're going to continue here. You've got option 1, 2, or 3. You've also got the option now just to stop and rest. You can just watch me in agony, really. I am going to drop my head down. I feel like that will be a little nicer for my neck now as we finish off these last few repetitions here of clam. We've been here for a little while already as I talk you through things. Let's do 2 more. Now on this last one, we'll get there. Let's do our second and final. Good work. Close. Now, if you need to give a little pat, give a pat while I'll show you what's happening next. I'm going to ask you to challenge your balance here by straightening out the legs. Now, you'll find, I'm a little bit more wobbly, right? Top hand is here to support you. And again, remember, either here or here. So reach out through both legs. I want you to press down into the bottom pinky toe edge of that foot. That's also going to help you to grip into the earth and stay steady. Top leg lifts, toes flexed, foot parallel with the floor, and that's it. Just give us a little pulse. Right, we're going to do just 2 more movements here, and all we're going to do is change the position of the foot. So right now, foot parallel with the floor. And it's not a huge movement, right? I want you to keep it small and controlled. Keep it precise, right? And foot parallel right now. I am getting some feedback and sensation from my hip. Do I like it? I think so. I think so. Not fully sold. Let's change it up. Toe, down, heel up. Continue with the movement. Whoo! Somehow that just lights things up in a whole new way. Even my quad, the front of my thigh, is now quivering. We're going to be here maybe another 10 seconds or so. I'm loving this sunshine. Warming me up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good work. Release, little pat if you need it. Now we are going to roll over to the other side and do the same on the other side. I'm just going to change direction so I can stay facing you. You might even do the same so you can continue facing your screen. We start, side plank first, I nearly forgot. Side plank, forearm, elbow, shoulder, maybe a fist, knees bent, feet pressing, rib cage hugs around, right? Side body strong. And if that's enough, you stay. You've got your side plank. Option here, hips left. And of course, if you have other options you're ready for, maybe not comfy, but ready for, you take it. You take it. You know we're only doing one side plank. You know we're not here for that much longer either. If you want to go further, you take it. Take another big breath. Stay there, breathe out. One more breath. Breathe out fully. Good work. Let's set ourselves up for clam. I think Lola has made an appearance in the back there. Find the position for your head. Not much changes here. Squeeze heels together, hips stacked, top hand supports. Let's go. Clam. I'm showing you option one. Now, if you're ready for further options, straight up, you take it. Right? This is your practice. Go where you need to go. Okay, option two, I'm going to show you. Heels lift. Now we have clam with the heels lifted. A little more stability needed here, so try not to rock around in the feet too much. I find flexing toes and heels pressing together like I've got my last $50 note pressing between my heels. Right, I want to hold on. Right, I want to hold on. If that's my last $50 note, do we even use notes anymore? But in any case, I'm holding on to it. Whew, warming up, feeling other hip now. Option three, open clam, extend, bring the heel back, close clam. How are you this morning, Lola? Making your little appearance now. Good. As you extend the leg, if you are extending the leg, I want you to press out through that heel. Reach, reach, reach. Bring it back, right? It's controlled. There's no gravity here making this movement. I'm controlling all parts of this. We're going to do three more. Extend, heel, close. Two more. Open, extend, heel, close. Last one. Whoo-wee. Beautiful. Give it a little pat if you need to. I'm setting ourselves up for the next two movements. I want you to challenge your balance by straightening out both legs. Top hand here to support. Lift. Foot parallel. Give me some little pulses. I am now going to come down to my arm, lengthening out through my whole spine right up towards my head. Good. Little pulses here, foot parallel with the floor. Again, not allowing gravity to create this movement. I've got full control, focused on precise movement, precision. Toes flexing to shin, pressing out through heel. Let's change it up. Toes down, heel up. Whew. Just instant, isn't it? It is just instant. But that's why we're here. We want these sensations. We know that they are temporary. They're going to change. We're not going to be here forever. It's that classic saying, this too shall pass. Stay with me. Let's do 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good work. Put it down. Give the pat if you need to. Alrighty, we are going to come down onto our belly. Focusing now through the back of the body. You're going to stay down on your belly. I'm just going to come up because I want to show you where we're going with the shoulder movement first. All right. So we want to imagine that I'm lying down on my belly. We're going to be there in a moment. I'm joining you in a moment. I want you to look at the head of the shoulder here. We're going to exaggerate the roll inwards, right? So kind of bad posture, right? or uncomfy posture, I should say. Nothing's bad or good. Uncomfy posture. We're going to open up, rolling the shoulder, the head of the shoulder. Notice I'm rolling my arm out and back, spreading through the chest, the heart, and spreading collarbones. All right, so let's try that together. Roll the shoulders in, roll the shoulders back. Roll the shoulders in, and then roll the shoulders back. And again, just watching the hand, rolling the shoulders in, back of hand to body, rolling shoulders back, palm away from body, right? So in and then out. Good. Now let's try that on our belly. So lying down, start with feet, tops of the feet pressing. The kneecaps are slightly lifted. So there is energy now moving through my legs and through the back of my body. Now, I'm not going to put my head all the way down because of the microphone, all right? But right now, roll the shoulders in, put your head down. Then, as we exhale, lift up, peeling shoulders back, lifting chest. Notice that I haven't lifted my eyes. You might have lifted your eyes to see your screen, but then once you've got this, drop the eyes back down towards the end of your mat. Lengthen through the back of the neck. And then roll the heads of the shoulders in, drop the head down. Good. Exhale as we lift. Pressing into the tops of the feet, lifting heart, rolling shoulders back, spreading collarbones. Inhale as we close. So I'm going to ask you to continue with this movement. Right, notice the feet are staying down. I'm pressing into the tops of my feet, creating that stable base, and then peeling or lifting my heart, shoulders away from the mat, and using this rotation in my arms to almost exaggerate the opening of the heart. Good. Again, my neck is staying long with spine. Eyes are staying with the end of the mat. If you've had enough, relax. Otherwise, one more. Good work. Now to relax. Hands, forehead. And hopefully I'm not too muffled in the microphone right now. Big breath here. Breathe out. Alrighty. We're going to stay in this position, okay? We've got a bit of work to do for the back of the body. Now, if that first exercise was enough for you, it was already like a 9 out of 10, you might choose to do a few more rounds of that and then rest when you need. I'm going to give you the option now to kind of level it up a little bit. So from here, fingertips come towards the back of the ears. And again, imagine my head is down on the mat, okay? I'm just lifted away from the microphone. Now on an exhale breath, we're going to lift and then lower. Now notice there's just more body weight now through the upper part of you, right? Potentially adding a little more load into posterior chain, into the back of the body. Again, if that feels too much, remember you go back to exercise 1 where the hands are down by your side. Now, option here to go a little further. We lift, we extend the arms T-shape, we bring the hands back, and then we lower. If we're going to add the breath here, lift, breathe out, breathe in as we extend, breathe out as we bring the hands back, breathe in to lower. Remembering, a lot of us at the Nourishment Co, this is our first month of doing Pilates, so I don't want you to get too lost in the breath. If you're losing the breath or if the breath is confusing you, you just breathe naturally and normally with whatever feels right. And I want you to focus on the movement, right? We're focusing a lot on just mastering movement first, and the breath will come with practice. Good. One more here. Reach, return, and then relax. Alrighty, you can continue to relax. I just want to set you up on where we're going next. So we're going to stay in this position, but we are now going to move our legs. All right, so we had a bit of focus now just on lifting the upper part of the body. Now we're going to keep the upper part of the body down, but put some movement into the legs. So first option, just as you were relaxed here, forehead on hands, you can stay there. All right, you could stay there. Option, lifting the heart slightly, keeping the hands pressing into the mat. You might even grip one hand on top of the other, right? Option, you could come into Sphinx pose, right? But maybe not too high. Keep the elbows out in front. So find a position where you feel strong, steady, and stable, and then swimmer legs. All right, so have a look at legs moving. I'm doing my best to keep the legs long, so I'm trying not to bend too much in the knee. But if this is your first time swimmer and your knees are bending a little, that's okay, right? You're just gonna start by doing your best, pedaling or swimmering the legs. We'll use that today. We're gonna swimmer the legs. But look, I'm just gonna ask that you do your best. Keep the legs as long as you can. Now, for a lot of us, most of the leg will be down on the mat, and that's cool, right? You're just creating as much movement as you can. Noticing the stability through the rest of your body. The hips are not flying all over the place. Even the shoulders and the chest, very still and stable. Now, I'm going to ask you do your best to get as much of your leg off the mat as possible. Maybe even the kneecaps lifted. Maybe even parts of your thighs lifted. Big breath in. Stay there, breathe out, relax, head on hands, well done, big breath. Breathe out. All right, back to our chosen position. Find where the arms, heart, hands need to be. You're going to do your best again to lift legs, and this time the breaststroke movement. Right, so the feet are going in and out, in and out. Again, very stable and steady through the hips, through the spine, through the heart, shoulders and hands, even the head, right? Notice where my head is at, keeping the back of my neck long. 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good work. Child's pose. Press it back. Sit the sit bones as close to the heels as you can, reaching the arms forward, and take a couple of big deep breaths. Again, I'm not dropping my head just so I don't end up in the microphone. So just imagine my head was down on the mat. Big breath. Breathe out. All right, bring yourself up to a seat. Let's take spine stretch. That will probably feel quite nice after those exercises for the back of our body. We're going to take the legs out in front of us. Take the feet slightly apart. You're reaching both arms up. Take a big deep breath in here. Notice my toes are flexed, My toes flexed. My heels are pressing. I feel quite strong through the back of the legs. Inhale here. Then as you exhale, curl through the spine, reach past the feet, and then inhale, come straight back up. Exhale, curl through the spine, reach through the feet as far as you can, and then inhale as you come back up. Now, if that's enough for you, I want you to keep with this one, right? And focus, lengthening the spine as you curl forward and reach. If you want to make it a little more dynamic, we curl through the spine and reach past the feet, and then roll straight back up. Again, reach, and 3, 2, 1, roll yourself back up. Last time, reach, 3, 2, 1, and then sitting up tall. Good. Bring the knees into chest. Give yourself a hug. We are going to roll over back to all fours. All right, press up from knees. Find, similar to our front support position, but now we're on hands. Right, so similarly, we're trying not to lose the belly here. Tailbone is staying long. Hands underneath shoulders, fingers spread, tops of feet pressing into mat. Strong, steady, stable position. Now, if this feels enough, right, already there is weight in our hands. I can feel my arms working. I can feel my chest working as I hold and press into this position. And of course, I feel there's warmth through the front of my belly as well, especially because I've got tailbone long and I'm hugging through the front of my body. If that's enough, I just want you to stay here and practice this shape. Stay at the top part of your press up. Option. Maybe a slight bend in the elbow and press up. Slight bend and then press. And of course, you've got the option to take it as far as you can, not losing that connection and warmth through the front of your body. Now, can you notice that I'm not losing my head, right? I'm not doing these ones. I'm not pressing up with my chin. I'm keeping the head back in line with spine. Right, my heart comes down between the thumbs, my elbows are moving slightly backwards, almost a 45-degree angle, and I'm keeping a lot of attention on the shape of my hips. If you've had enough, take child's pose or shell stretch. If you're still with me, let's do 2 more. 1 more. Good work. Press it back. Child's pose or shell stretch. Take a couple of big, deep breaths here. So I just want you to check in with how you're feeling right now. Notice the resilience that you're building to stay in these movements, to challenge yourself. Big breath here. Breathe out fully. Good work. Let's end up on our back. Bridge pose. So spin on over. Knees bent. Feet fairly close to sit bones. Lie down. Now let's recheck the feet. Fingertips just touch heels. Knees in line with toes. Arms down by your side. And you can press into the floor with your strong arms. We are going to pick up tailbone first, rolling the spine up to the sky like a wave as we roll the hips up towards the ceiling, up into bridge. Take an inhale here at the top. And then as you exhale, rolling back down again like a wave, starting at the upper part of the back, middle part of the back, lower part of the back, and then tailbone down. Let's do that again. Inhale at the bottom. Then as you exhale, rolling yourself up into bridge. Inhaling at the top, and then exhaling as you roll yourself back down to the mat. Good. We're going to continue here, right? So if you need it to go a little quicker, you go a little quicker. Of course, if you need a little more time, take it more slowly, go for it. All right, notice the breath. We're exhaling as we come down. We inhale at the bottom and then exhale as we roll back up. Alrighty, so I'm going to offer you some additions. Remember, if just rolling up and rolling down is enough for you today, you stay with that. You rest when you need to. All right, if you want to take it a little further, let's roll up into our bridge together. Find the top part of your bridge. All right, I'm just adjusting my t-shirt so the mic doesn't end up in my throat. So find the top part of your bridge. Now I want you to bring the hips, right? So we just bend at the hip to bring the hips about a quarter of the way down, then pick the hips up, squeeze to the top. So quarter of the way down, Then squeeze hips, lift hips back to the top part of your bridge. And we're going to continue with that pulse. Again, timing and tempo, totally yours, right? Also, the amount of repetitions you do, also totally yours. You choose. We've got a very energetic little bird flying around us right now. I hope you can hear that. It sounds very cool. So we're pulsing now through the hips. Again, timing and tempo, the amount of reps, totally yours. If you need a rest, you take it, right? Otherwise, there's no designated rest right now. I want us all to lift the hips, stay, right? Staying with it, elevating heels, lift heels, drop heels. So I'm going to continue here. Keeping hips open and lifted at the top part of your bridge. The add-on here is now lifting heels up and down. And I'm feeling a lot more activation now through my calves, definitely through my quads, my hamstrings, and the outer edges of my hips here. I'm even feeling work through the back of my body, the lower part of my back, those muscles that we already worked while lying down on our belly. So lots happening here. It's feeling very warm, very active. Last two, last one, and then rolling back down one step at a time. Good work. Drop knees left and right. All right, let's bring a little bit of attention through the front of the body. So keep the knees bent, keep the feet grounded, can just touch heels. Reach arms up, abdominal curl, exhale, curl forward, bringing head and shoulders up off the mat. Inhale as we lie down, arms come back up to sky. Exhale, curl forward, reach the arms, parallel with floor, lift head and shoulders. Inhale as we come back to the mat. Exhale to curl. Inhale to lie down. If that's enough for you, you're going to stay with this one. This is your practice, right? This is your practice right now, abdominal curl. All right, those that want to go a little further, we're going to change up the breath and the tempo or the timing. Exhale, curl forward, stay. Breathe in. Curl a little more, breath out. Inhale as we lie back down, right? So notice that change in the timing. Exhale, curl forward. We stay here, breathe in. We might curl a little more, breath out. Inhale as we lie down. Good. So you've got two options with this abdominal curl now. Choose your option. Stay with me if you can. 3 more rounds, no matter where you are. 3 more repetitions. Good. I've got 2 more. If you need to rest now, you can rest. Good, this is last one. Whew, I'm feeling the front of my body this morning. Good work, lay down. Again, you could choose to windscreen wipe at the knees to release. We are going to move into oblique curl. All right, oblique curl. So if the knees are not hip distance, then take them to hip distance now. I'll give you a demo here. So I'm going to curl forward. Right now I'm curling to my left knee. The right hand comes between the legs, right? And the left hand goes to the outside. Inhale back to start. And then I'm going to swap straight over to the other side. All right, so let's get moving. Oblique curl. One hand between the legs, one to the outside. Exhale, same to the other side. Right. Now again, if this is enough for you, I want you to stay here, almost practicing like this single timing. Those that want a little more, come with me. Exhale, curl to one knee. Stay there for the breath in. Reach a little further for the breath out. Inhale back to start position. Same on the other side. Exhale, curl. Stay for the in. Reach a little further for the out. And then inhale back to start. Let's continue. Now, as you're moving, no matter what timing you're choosing, I want you to really press down strongly into your feet, right? We try not to rock through the hips here. I want you to create that rotation from belly button to rib cage, right? That's where I want you to feel this rotation and sensation from belly button to rib cage, right? So hips grounded, feet grounded. Think about opposite shoulder towards opposite knee. Good. We're going to do 2 more. Whew. Last one. That little whew is me saying, yeah, I am feeling that. And then release. Option, windscreen wiper knees. Option, give knees a hug. We are so close to the end. You are doing such a good job. Let's do some leg circles, all right? I love leg circles. Okay, so I'm going to show you and then I'll give you some options. All right, my right leg is going up into the sky. My arms are down by my side to support. I'm going to point my toes and inhale as I make the circle, challenging the range of movement through my hip. As I come to the midline, exhale and flex the toes. Inhale as I reach away pointed, bringing the foot back to center, exhale and flex. All right. Now, if you're feeling a little wobbly here, option, bend the opposite leg, the left leg, press down into the foot a lot, and then make the circle smaller, right? Notice the size of this circle. Much smaller, much more stable now through my hips and my shoulders, all right? So find the level that works for you. Again, if you're losing the movement because you're confused with the breath, just drop the breath, right? Just continue to breathe naturally, right? As best you can naturally in this uncomfy movement, right? And focus on the movement of the leg and focus on the stability of your hip. Good. One more on this side. Well done. Place that leg down, opposite leg. Ground down into floor, and when you're ready, create the movement, right? I definitely feel more sticky in this left side. So you might even notice my circle on this left side is considerably smaller, right? But I aim to keep the stability in my hips and spine. And my hands are quite away from my body, right? Quite a ways from my body, right? So lots of grounding and support here, especially on this sticky left hip. It's just not as free as the other one. But I do the work as best I can and I let go of the outcome. Good. Let's do one more. Beautiful work. Give the knees a hug. Rock and roll. We're going to do our best to round through the spine, balancing on sit bones. Roll, balance, front body strong. 2 more. Last one. Good. Let's come all the way up to standing. Take it slowly if you need to. Ah, this beautiful morning sunshine, what a blessing. We're going to finish standing, squat. Let's bring the feet close. I'm going to go sideways again. Move the hips back, arms forward, squat. So we are so close to the end, guys. So finish off with me here. A nice full body movement. Almost every muscle in the body working here, especially if we lift the corners of our mouth. Smile to finish. Big squats. Feet are close together. They don't have to be touching, but they're as close as you can have them while continuing with a fairly deep squat. reaching the arms. If the arms is too much, here is an option. Here is an option. Lifting heart rate, lifting heat, lifting breath. Let's pulse. 3, 4, 5. Stand. Pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Did you notice? I started counting forwards and then started counting backwards. I don't know why that happened. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, but let's keep it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand. Good. Give the legs a little shake. Let's take a reverse lunge. Maybe a little balance. We'll see how we go. Starting at the top of your mat. Left leg, step it back, strong arms. Stand. Right leg, step it back, strong arms. Stand. Now, if you need this to be smaller, hands on shoulders, hands on hips, step, stand, step, stand. Otherwise, as big as you would like to make it. I've got a big step back, opening up through the front of my hip, bending deeply into front knee. Strong arms. Beautiful way to finish. Big, full body movement, incorporating all those little muscles that we worked now in one big movement. Couple more reverse lunges. Good. Now I'm going to keep my right foot forward, step my left leg back, find my lunge. Remembering that could be here. Find your lunge. Option 1, stay in the lunge. Option 2, aeroplane. Lunge. Aeroplane. Lunge. 2 more. Aeroplane. Lunge. Last one. Aeroplane. Lunge. Step. Give the legs a little shake. Same on the opposite side. Step right leg back. Left leg stays forward. Option 1, stay in your lunge. Remembering, we could be here. Lunge. Aeroplane. Lunge. Aeroplane. Lunge. Aeroplane. We are almost there. If there is a whole bunch of shaking, a whole bunch of burn, a challenge at your breath and heart, we love it. That's why we're here. Stand. Beautiful work, beautiful work. Give the legs a little shake. Let's finish with some roll downs. Big breath in. Chin, chest. Arms dangle, head dangles. We roll into a forward fold. Big breath at the bottom. Exhale, roll back up. Shoulder roll at the top. Reach arms up, full stretch. Roll down, drop arms, drop chin, roll. This time at the bottom, you might choose to hold opposite elbows. Let the head drop, gently rock side to side. If you need the hands to be down on your legs or the floor, that's cool. Good. Release the arms, roll back up to standing. Shoulder roll the opposite direction. Reach both arms up, full stretch. Exhale, drop the arms, chin to chest, roll down. Big breath in at bottom. Exhale, roll straight back up. Good. Couple of big dynamic breaths to finish. All right. Keep the feet hip distance. Make sure the knees stay soft. Take a big deep breath in. Exhale, bend the knees, sweep the arms. Big breath. Out. One more. Breath out. Well done. Very well done. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so glad to have you here, feeling very blessed that you've watched, especially all the way through to this point of the class. Very well done. Extremely well done. And I look forward to seeing you here at the Nourishment Co soon. Namaste.